Hey, good morning, we are back. Very funny.
Yes.
Because the recording did not work and now we have to try the second time. I
With
hope I will
full
not fall
motivation,
asleep.
no?
Oh, yeah, wonderful. Now start to read. I will shut up. I will not say one word. You read the book and that's it. That's why we are here. I smoke.
In the last episode, your master passed away. What? He's dead. Yes. His body gave up after.
8 strokes.
Yes.
Very funny, master.
Yeah?
Very loving. And being able to be harsh.
Sounds a little bit like you. Funny, loving, and harsh. Able to be harsh.
No, look, that does not work anymore. Oh, no, it's closed. Yes, if not, you
Cannot be a benefactor.
cannot benefit no one. You are only trying to benefit yourself, to please the ego of others, so they stay with you, or you want their money, or whatever. So no. By chance, if you don't understand it, you can ask your mother. How harsh I can be.
Oh, I know how harsh you can be. I'm very familiar. It's just that it's
So why
becoming,
the fuck you are here? If
it's
I'm
becoming
so harsh?
it's becoming less. Either because you are less harsh or because it has less need.
reason to be harsh.
Yeah, so I'm more stupid and less stupid at the same time.
Yes, more stupid.
It's wonderful.
Because if you are not stupid, if you cannot take all that easy and laugh about everything, then there's no chance. Because you cannot understand the creator. It's going from here to there, ping, pong, 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 pong. So if you believe that you can grasp anything from that plan, no, that's man-made from your mind. You cannot grasp anything. So flow with it, go with it. No, what did I say to you yesterday? You don't have to become a mother. You have me.
Yeah, you said that.
Stupid
You
enough.
big baby.
I'm big baby. Look, I brought this.
Yes. Hi. Okay, now I read. This chapter is called Alone. So we returned to Granada province. Our former house, which we had tried to sell, was still there, and so we were able to live again in the village near Granada. This place.
This one here.
This one. Yeah.
Thanks God it's still there.
The water mill was later sold. In Istanbul, a new Baba was now the head of the order. A younger man than my master, Kemal Baba. Friendly, but more concerned with fulfilling religious duties. My Baba had paid little attention to rules and laws. That had now changed. And that was not my way of understanding the spiritual world. Gradually, the relationship cooled down. Now there were no more group trips to Turkey. Every now and then I would go there alone, more out of a sense of duty than any desire to visit the Baba. On one of those visits, at the entrance to the Dargah, a man was selling silver medallions with beautiful, meaningful characters. These were sold as solid silver, and I bought several to give to my people. But after wearing these pieces of jewelry for a while, it turned out that they weren't silver, only silver-plated. On my next visit, I mentioned this incident to one of the older dervishes and received the following answer. Yes, we know that well, but the man is poor and it's his only way to make some money. This dervish was a rich businessman, and I replied to him, not exactly friendly, I didn't come here to learn how to deceive people. I seek spirituality and believe that it is based on honesty and taking care of each other. the relationship cooled down further. Long ago,
So in modern terms, I could say I had a very cool relationship to my master. Very cool.
very cool. It was cool.
Very cool. As how what is the name of this guru from India? Sadhguru. It's how strange, no? Years ago you would say if you see a nice girl, oh, that's a hot girl. And now it's a cool girl. So what has happened?
Difficult to keep up. Long ago, I had expressed my concerns about the saints of
Climate change. That is a reason.
Ah,
Yeah, clever. Now they're cool.
okay. Long ago, I had expressed my concerns about the saints of Andalusia to my master, Kemal Baba, fearing that I would give them all my attention and thereby distance myself from him and his people. The Baba had replied, "We are all of the same family. Wherever you feel comfortable, that's where your home is." At the beginning of my career as a Baba, I had pointed out to my students that I might change my spiritual direction at a later date, and then it would become clear who really wanted to walk this path with me. I told them that the moment would approach to say goodbye to the order. Once people in Istanbul tried to explain to me that they were the only ones, the truthful and rightly guided people. Someone called from the Canary Islands, a woman who had heard about our group. She spoke to me and mentioned wanting to visit us. However, she had concerns and said, "I'm afraid you might be a strictly religious group. I can't stand these kind of people." "Me neither," was my answer. The woman came and took part in some of our ceremonies. She seemed to feel quite comfortable, but on the other hand, seemed to have her concerns. While she was helping in the kitchen to prepare a meal, I handed her a cassette with Peter Gabriel's music, saying a bit harshly, "Here, take this. At least you'll have a few good memories of us." I heard a crack, a sound like something was breaking. The woman accepted the gift and then went for a walk. When she returned, she asked me to talk and told me that something had moved in her chest while I was handing her the music cassette. She had heard a noise, and it seemed to her as if something had broken open.
You see what Peter Gabriel can do? No?
On a cassette.
On a cassette. Oh, wow. Well, I showed you yesterday some lyrics, no?
Garden of Eden.
All the lyrics from that guy, they're long, long stories. It's not a song and repeat and no. Wonderful.
The woman returned to her island. After a few weeks, she called and told us a well-known guru had come to the island, and I went to meet him. The guru looked at me carefully and asked, "Someone has opened your heart chakra. Who was that?" I told him about my visit to you, and the guru instructed me to go back and live with you. If I didn't do that, I would get sick. The woman never came back, and the last time we heard from her, she was looking for a healer for her illness, which the doctors could not cure. How?
So why we opened her heart chakra? To make her sick? No, we didn't do anything. It was Peter. Have nothing to
Nothing to do with that.
It just happens.
And it's so strange to me that she's interested to come. She comes, she experiences. There's a positive impact. Someone completely unrelated confirms it to her and tells her what to do, and she doesn't do it with the consequence, and she doesn't do it.
Yeah, but you see how people are here, who are coming here, no?
Yes.
They know, they feel an impact, something is going on, but then their mind, no, they reject. No?
Yeah. Back in Granada, we talked about the experience we had with my son in the hospital. My students talked about a television show that showed a pregnant woman in a coma while giving birth. A nurse put the newborn child in the mother's arms and tears streamed down the mother's cheeks. This was a confirmation that people in a state of coma are not switched off, but simply cannot communicate with us in the way we are used to. A young man from my group came one Saturday evening and asked me to help his brother. The brother had been in a coma in Madrid for 3 months. He needed a new liver. However, the doctors did not want to operate on him while in a coma. There were also long waiting lists for organ transplants in Spain at that time, so he asked me if I could get his brother out of his coma. I promised him that I would do whatever I could. On Sunday morning, the man came to me excitedly and said that his brother had woken up from his coma that night and had not suffered any harm from the coma. However, he still needed a new liver. My student looked at me for help and I didn't know what to do and said, "I helped your brother get out of the coma. I don't know how you can find a new liver." Since I really didn't know what to do, I suggested to call Don Carlos. The healer may know how to find a new liver. Don Carlos shared that he could not heal his brother's damaged liver. However, it would be possible for him to find a new liver for his brother. A week later, they called the hospital in Madrid and said that a liver from an accident was available. An accident that happened 500 kilometers away from Madrid, and this liver could only be implanted into the brother and was not suitable for any other patient. That was more than 15 years ago, and the brother is doing well.
So he jumped over all the waiting list. Maybe there were 2 years of waiting list. It was only for him. It could only be for him. That same healer, in one moment, I don't know if I mentioned that in the book, we had a little girl here, some months old, and in one moment she started to scream, and I said, it was in the house of the parents, and I said to the mother, "No, it's over." So that little girl, she only calmed down when they gave her the little girl into my arms, with me. And it was here, right now, where I'm sitting now, that I had the little girl in my arms. Some family members were here from the father. And in one moment I took a candy and I gave it to the mother. And I say, "So that you will not faint." And in that moment, the girl died in my arms. It was like, so that, look, it's over. And a cousin of the father who came from Venezuela, there was the mother and 2 daughters of the mother. She said later, "This was the most beautiful moment I ever lived in my life, to see that." So the Don Carlos, the healer, as the father wanted to bring that girl to the hospital, and we said, "No, there's nothing to do." And the father insisted, "Tomorrow morning I will bring her." He later said, "Well, I had the life of that girl on some strings,
Don Carlos
holding
said that.
Don Carlos. And when I saw the reaction of the father, he wanted her to bring her tomorrow to the hospital, I let her go.
Because that would have been terrible for
That
the
would
little
have
girl.
been a nightmare. That girl was maybe very damaged, and it wouldn't have been good for the parents, for the girl, for no one. And he said, "No, you go."
Now, to be clear, Don Carlos was not here. He's never been here.
No.
This
He's
is-
never been here. He's 500 kilometers from here. He lived there. Yes.
Mercy does not
Coincidence.
always seem. I don't know what the word is. Mercy is not easy, or it's not always obvious when something is merciful.
That girl who said this was the most beautiful moment I've ever seen later she went to United States, and they called us and said she has gone mad. She's in a madhouse. And I said, give me the telephone. I will try to bring her out of there. But they did not. They did not give me the telephone. And some time later, she committed suicide. Okay.
Read on.
Huh?
Read a little bit more.
Yeah.
The father of Maria, one of my followers, was sick. Maria was a nurse in a hospital in Elche, where her father was being cared for. The father had called himself an unbeliever his whole life. Anything that had to do with faith or religion was not for him. Now he lay there fearing that his end was near. He was depressed and cried often. Maria asked me to help him. I suggested that she visit her father and ask him if he could imagine that there was some form of force or energy that brought the universe into existence. A source without a place or name. The man confirmed that he could believe it. The next day Maria visited him again and found him cheerful, reading a newspaper. 2 weeks later, the man fell into a coma. While we were visiting Maria's house, someone from the hospital called to say that her father was probably coming to an end. We said goodbye and I asked Maria to call me as soon as she got home. The call came that same evening and Maria told me that the whole family had gathered at the hospital bed. And suddenly, the father opened his eyes and said, I just came back to say goodbye to you. One by one. And I have to tell you that this step is not easy. The father gave everyone present a hug and left his body.
Yes. You are living here, you are experiencing that, how it is. It's happening.
Just one.
That we can help people to come back. And even if it's just for that moment, as Don Carlos in one moment said about this friend, well, I cannot save his life, that's not possible, he has to go. But what I can do is change the way how he will go.
Yeah.
And he went very happily to the other world. No? So.
And just that one thing of saying, yeah, I could believe that there is something bigger that created all of this, took away all of his depression and grief and sadness.
It was the next day. She said, I came this morning to the hospital, he was sitting there reading the newspaper, he was laughing, he was okay.
No more fear. No.
All was gone. So why we cannot do that?
Because we don't know beforehand.
Why all these people coming here and everyone, yeah, the energy and blah, blah, blah. Why you cannot believe that there's something? You, with your energy, with that word, you believe that you can explain it, that you know it. No, you don't know. It's an absolutely unknown source. We have no idea where it is, what it is, how it works, what it wants. Just it's obvious. No, that we did not create ourselves, no, not our parents. No. So something is there, and you cannot admit that. You just by using that word energy, you pretend to understand it. You don't pretend to understand it. Say as the guru in India, he said, okay, we call it Shiva or Brahma, but only for the sake of being able to talk, to communicate. That's not the real name because we don't know the name.
Yeah.
We just feel that there's something. Oh, no, we have to be always on top. We know. You see all the people coming here, how they are suffering. They are suffering. no, oh, how good I feel here and blah blah blah, and then you say, well, stay a little bit longer. No, but I have to go to meet some friends or whatever. You know already what will happen because you have been meeting these friends for 30 years already, and nothing has changed in your life, and now you come here and something could change, and now but you escape again, no?
Yes.
Yeah, that's it, how it is. Goodbye. Now try that if that is recorded or not. Goodbye.
Okay.
Okay? Okay, finished.
Good night.
See you
Good night.
later. Good night.